Hello friends. So this is our fourth lecture on Ars Poetiica. Epistula ad Pisanus. Epistula ad Pisanus. And the epistle to the Pisos. That is written in an informal style. The tone is intimate, as if you are writing a letter to your friends, isn't it? And you have seen that he is dealing with almost all the aspects of drama, poetry, and the art of writing, you can say. No? That is poetics. This and Ars Poetiica and Aristotle's Poetics together form the foundations of, you can say, Western critical theory or literary theory, as we call it. So we have come up to 10 points. Today we will see the 11th point, and that is combine instruction with pleasure. So this is the 11th point. Combine instruction with pleasure. Combine instruction with pleasure. That is, we said docere, instruction with docere. Dulce or dilectare. Dilectare, isn't it? Dilectare et docere. That is Latin. Dilectare. Delicious, something delicious, sweet. So that is pleasure. Pleasure is sweet. Or also you will find another expression, utile et useful and delightful. Utile et what we call, at dulce. Yesterday I told you, utile dulce. Dulce, delicious. So that is. So in Latin we say dilectare, delight. That is pleasure. And docere means instruction, teach, docere. Doctor. Doctor means teacher, that's all. Doctor simply means teacher. Doctor of physics means is a teacher of physics. Understand? So you know MD, this full form of MD, sometimes people think that is doctor of medicine. It is not doctor of medicine, it is medicinae doctore. That is by chance. Medicinae doctore. Doctore. This is the full form. Not doctor of medicine. Means teacher of medicine. That's all. Teacher of medicine. Doctore means teacher. Doctor, medicine. Of medicine. That is the meaning. Some people sometimes misunderstand thinking that MD means doctor of medicine. It means a doctorate in medicine. No, not that. For that you have to do DM. Yes. So that is a different thing. By chance I mentioned that only. So dilectare et docere or utility. Utility, that is, he says that helpful and enjoyable. That's the thing. Helpful and enjoyable. So this enjoyable, that means dulce. Utility and enjoyable. So the art should have these two aspects. One is art should teach, and art should also delight you, give pleasure. Isn't it? You remember when we were discussing lyrical ballads, pleasure. Yes. It has been, according to Wordsworth, it has been written that poets should give pleasure. It is enjoyable. Make the work enjoyable. Otherwise, people will not read it. Understand? Then fiction, for example, fiction should present real things, realism. In present there should be, in fiction or in novel or fiction, if you are writing a novel or fiction, the story should be believable. Believable means or realistic, realism. or real life. Should be from real life. That's what it is. So then you can enjoy it. Also you get some ideas about life, some experience of some people. Then we enjoy it as take for example tests of the wills. So when you study, a lot of things are there to enjoy, and a lot of things are there for us to learn from that, isn't it? Then suppose you are writing a play, that is a play, then there should be probable things you should present. Probable. And he gives the example there, suppose in a play you present Lamia, that monstrous, no? Lamia, who eats children. Suppose you present a play in such a way that Lamia is the character, and then from her full stomach she delivers a living child. Impossible. You cannot believe that. A full child, fully grown child coming out of the stomach of the Lamia, something that is impossible. Can be probable improbability and improbable probabilities, but not these impossible things. Such things should not be presented. That's what he says. Understand? Then, bestsellers, he says, a great work of art. Can be a poem or it can be a play, or it can be a novel, anything. It crosses the seas, and then it earns a lot of money for the author and also name and fame. So this is one of the criterion of greatness, whether the book is great or not, whether the work is great or not, whether the work is appreciated by all the world. It crosses the seas. That means becomes international bestseller. It becomes bestseller. And about faults of writers. Fault. Many people, you can see, even in great works, you will find faults. Shakespeare is criticized by Dr. Johnson. So he finds fault with say especially on the grounds of immorality. Immorality, yes. Also you can see some plays of Shakespeare, they do not conform to the classical rules of playwriting. Like there should be 5 acts, only 3 characters should be present on the stage, not a 4th one, and so on. But you see, there are faults like that. But in great poets and in great ones, we can, at times what you can say, we can tolerate these false issues. For example, after human beings are doing that. Human beings, for example, you are playing the lyre and the string. You want to produce a bass sound, but you are getting a treble. There is a treble, treble. So with a string, you beat the string. You expect to produce a bass. Then what happens is you actually produce a treble. So we just ignore that. See, in great ones we ignore that. Or you are throwing an arrow at a point and you miss it. Unimportant. You may be a shooter. You may be an archer. You may be a brilliant archer. But sometimes what happens? You throw an arrow, it may not strike the exact point. Such things we can forgive or we can tolerate. So when you list the faults committed by, or the mistakes committed by Shakespeare, but nobody bothers about that. The unkindest cut, people say. That is too superlatives. According to strict grammar, that's a mistake. But who cares? Shakespeare doesn't care for such a thing at all. Because, and also we also just, for us, we tolerate that. Because his works are so great, isn't it? It is written forever. See? And therefore, he said that we don't care about that. We don't give much importance to that. So, combine instruction with pleasure, dilectere, delight et docere, teach, or utile et dulce, means helpful, utile means helpful and also enjoyable. So that is the criterion of a great work. We should have both. as yesterday I just mentioned about art for art's sake, and Mathew are not focused on instruction or teaching, etc., comes from this teaching, so to say. That is, after all, the first person to say this is the author of Ars Poetiica, that is Horace. Understand? Now, here we find then he speaks about fiction and play and also false and great work. In fact, all the aspects of aesthetics he has touched upon. And he has authoritative, with authority, he has given the laws to the writers of future generation. Written, some people say the 15th century, some people say it is between 13 and 18, and a lot of things are there about dates, but it's written in BC that we know. And also, as I told you right in the beginning, circa means around about. But suppose you make a copyist make mistakes. Copyist make mistake. Same mistake, repeated again and again. That cannot be tolerated. Or a harpist, same mistake. Musical instrument harpist makes the same mistake again and again. That also cannot be tolerated. Same you cannot. See that? And again he brings in this comparison between ut pictura poiesis. That is, as is picture, as is painting, so is poetry. Ut pictura poiesis. That is Latin again. So there are three Latin expressions here. One here, two here, and this here. Three. Ut pictura poiesis. That means as is picture, so is poetry. It means some pictures, some paintings, you go very near and then you enjoy them. Some pictures, standing at a distant place, you can enjoy them. So that is like that poems also. Some poems, close examination. Some poems you can see. Say even if you don't examine it very closely, still you can enjoy that. So that is ut pictura, like pictures, like paintings, you see. Understand? And then this is poetry and close and distant. Some you can say, some poems you enjoy once. That is, you can compare that to the close painting that you enjoy when you stand very close. Once you enjoy, you read it once and then you don't feel like reading it again. See, but some 10,000 times you read, still it delights you. It delights you. Understand? Homer, he gives example of Homer. Homer is such a great poet. His works are such renowned that you read it again and again. You see, but still you enjoy it. Like Shakespeare's works. He is not of an age. Johnson said. Ben Jonson, he is not of an age, but for all time. That's the thing. So even now you read Hamlet and enjoy that. Othello you read and enjoy that. Isn't his poetry? His 150 sonnets. These are you enjoy, isn't it? And he said that love is not love that all taste when alteration finds. See, such stanzas. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Such lines, how can we forget? Read it again and again and you enjoy it. Understand? But at the same time, you must understand somnolence. Somnolence means sleeping, nodding. Such a great poet as Homer, if he nods in between his writing, it is a great loss, that's what he says. But still he praises Homer. I hope you understand the main points. This is actually the core of Ars Poetiica. Or you can say one of them, not the core, but one of them. That is utile et docere. Delight and teach. Or instruction with pleasure. Understand? And the points that he deals with, already seen fiction, real life. Play, probable. Copyist should not make mistakes. Harpist should not make mistakes, should not make the same mistakes. And you are seeing some mistakes are tolerable, like you expect a bass, then from the string you get a treble. You throw an arrow, it may not reach the point or the destination. That's okay, sometimes it happens. Such things can be tolerated, but same thing is repeated again and again, that cannot be tolerated. Understand? Then pictures, bestsellers, he speaks about bestsellers. They cross the seas and they make money as well as name and fame. It makes, bestsellers make the authors immortal. And finally he says that you can, like picture, you can close and distance. Close, he means by saying that once. You read once, you enjoy. And then second time you don't feel like reading. The other one, distant, that means, here it means that is 10,000 times you read, but still it doesn't bore you. Each time when you read, you get new ideas about it. See that? And therefore, he says, Horace all the time, forever. At that time, he had no idea about Shakespeare at that time. See that? Otherwise, he would have also included Shakespeare in this. Now, but you can now include Shakespeare in this, isn't it? We can do that. Okay. Like Shakespeare, Milton, and all those great writers. James Joyce, see? James Joyce, T.S. Eliot, or T.S. Eliot. Again, we forget, isn't it? April is the coolest month. Breeding lilacs of the dead land, and so on, isn't it? How many, see, how many times you read it? So many times you enjoy, you get the pleasure of reading it. Reading it, and each time when you read, what happens is, you get new ideas about it. Why is April coolest month? Think about it, see that again and again. So it is like enjoying a painting at a distance. Okay. Now the 12th point is, 12th point he says that follow tradition. Follow tradition. And mediocrity in poetry cannot be excused. So you should keep tradition. Keep great tradition. Tradition and individual talent. See? And if when you say about that, see, that is, present is directed by the past. That's the point. Present is directed by the past. But past is altered by the present. That the second half of that is not what we can say mentioned in Horace Poetiica, only the first part. So, for the second part, or to complete that statement, you have to wait up to the 20th century and T.S. Eliot. On the way, you met many critics. They did not make such a revelation to us. But this is a great revelation. That is the to and fro movement of, or the dialogue, the silent dialogue that is going on between the past and the present. There is a deep, silent, serious dialogue, a sonorous dialogue that is going on between the past and the present in the critical theory, and also in the art of creation, that is Horace Poetiica. That is, the present is directed by the past, and the past is altered by the present. And then another past comes. It's a dynamic view, dynamic idea, isn't it? Yeah. So here it is. So keep tradition, don't be mediocre. So don't be mediocre. That is it. Now mediocrity is accepted or allowed in mediocre. Don't be mediocre. Yes. He says there are certain professions where mediocre, or you can say not so excellent people can survive and thrive. And that one such a profession is a lawyer's profession. A lawyer can. See, he may be a brilliant person, or he may be even not so brilliant persons also survive in that field, but not a poet. He says, if you write a mediocre poem or a work of art, it will be like a dinner arranged without a chord. Means you have got music, you have got bombardments, you have got strange and delicious dishes served, but if the core is missing, That is the dinner, when you are giving dinner to somebody, there is an essence. If that is not there, then the dinner is an empty thing. That's what he said. So also sports, it compares. Sports. Dinner becomes a mediocre thing if you don't have the essence of that. And then second is that says sports. Suppose a person who does not know sports, not training in sports, then suppose he does something, people will laugh. Romans will bellow with laughter. You don't know how to jump forward. Suppose a person is jumping forward or high jump, see that? Or say running a race, he is unable to do that, then people will laugh at him. He becomes a laughing stock, like that. If you are a poet, if you do not know how to write good poems, good works of art you cannot produce, then what will happen is that you will be a laughing stock, or the people will laugh at you. You will be like a clown moving in a court. So here mediocrity has no place. So also at dinner, when you are giving a dinner, a sumptuous lunch, then you can have all the paraphernalia, but suppose the core of it is missing, then it is of no use. So then such cases you cannot think of a mediocre, you cannot become a mediocre, or your standard cannot be even a bit reduced. Then you will become a laughing stock of the people. That is the point that you have to see. Another at this time now what happens, a poem should achieve greatest heights. There is no excuse for that. It has to be a brilliant one. It has to be a bestseller. It has to combine training as well as art and talent. This is the next point that we are going to discuss. Art as well as talent. And without that, it will look very shabby, and it will attract not appreciation but terrible criticism and bad remarks, and people will laugh at it. That is the opinion of the author of Horace Poetiica. Understand? Yeah. Then he says that he turns very personal now. He says, to the eldest son of Pisos, he says, you write, your father writes, maybe his brother also, they may be writers. Remember, this letter is addressed to Pisos about aristocratic writing and aristocratic audience. He says, you have to keep a certain standard. Otherwise, what will happen is, the people will laugh at you, that's one thing. Secondly, there are people who write so many people are writing poems, they say, Dick and Harry, Tom, Dick and Harry, as we said, but you should not be. Piso and his two sons should not write such mediocre, low standard poems and become the laughing stock of the society. Therefore he says, my dear eldest son of Piso, he says, especially he says, if you write something, you should show your father. And if you write something, you should show to the critics. And also, I know that you are a good writer, you are an aristocratic writer, you are writing for the aristocracy, I know that, but don't see that you don't lose your standard. Don't become like any Tom, Dick and Harry. And therefore what you should do, if you write anything, show that you are fun. If you write anything, show that you are a critic. See that? And if you want to publish, wait. Don't publish. As soon as you write, don't publish. It is said about Shakespeare that Shakespeare never blotted a line. And sometimes it is an untold story about Shakespeare says that when the first scene was on the stage, the actors were acting, he was sitting at the foot of the stage and writing the second scene. We don't know whether it is correct or not, right or not, but that is how, with that great speed, he was writing and providing scenes one after another, action scenes. Says, that won't do here. Because Horace did not have any idea about Shakespeare's writing in his style. So he says that if you are writing, you take some time. take 9 years minimum. Only then you should publish. Otherwise, what happens? Once the word goes out, you cannot recall it. It is like feathers. Feathers you blow in the air, you cannot collect it back. They won't come back to you. They will be blown away by the wind. So the way birds, words are like that. So you be careful about that. And he says, minimum 9 years. That's the point. For publishing. So this is about publishing. It's not only about writing, but this is about publishing. So we are now seeing that don't be mediocre. Keep tradition, great traditions of great writers. This is a lawyer can be mediocre and still can, but not a winner, not a sportsman. See? And then he says publishing, about publishing. Next point. Next point he says that take 9 years, don't be. He says writing verse is a great thing. Great. See, poetry is the most magnificent and the most splendid and the most philosophical of all writings. You remember lyrical ballads, isn't it? Poet and poetry, Wordsworth speaks about that. That is the most magnificent way of expressing things. That's why in one section, Wordsworth says, why I write in verse? And then he justifies himself. And the poet is the philosopher. So he says, he gives examples of, not Wordsworth, but Horace. He gives examples of Orpheus. Or Orpheus. So Orpheus, this is divine music, divine poetry. He could tame ferocious lions and raging tigers with his music. Ferocious lions, that is the power of poetry. The power of art, that's the power of music. And when raging lions and ferocious tigers come towards you to attack, he plays his flute or harp, they become tame. Understand? Another example he says about Amphion. Amphion says he built Thebes, the city of Thebes. Thebes, you know, Thebes. And Thebes he built by playing his harp, lyre. He played his lyre. Understand? He played his lyre. And by his lyre, playing his lyre, he could move stones one by one and place them in the exact place where it should be placed. Imagine, by playing lyre, he built the city of Thebes. Understand? That is, that great prophet Tiresias, whom we see in T.S. Eliot's poem, The Wasteland, he was a Theban. Understand? Theban. Thebes, that is the connection with Thebes. So, Amphion, Orpheus, and Tertius, T-Y-R-T-A-E-U-S, Tertius. He sang martial music to arouse the Spartans. What's that? There's a music. You see now, here even now you can see when the army moves out for a battle, they play music. So the martial music is played. That is to give some strength, give some energy, and also give some enthusiasm and euphoria, to create euphoria. So poetry has such power. See, 3 examples he gives. One is Orpheus. He could calm down raging animals, ferocious animals. And Amphion built a city by moving stones with his lyre. And third one, Tertius. He moved the soldiers, beating the rhythm of the drum. That is poetry. And gave them energy and enthusiasm. Understand? Homer, again he praises Homer also. What about oracles? Oracles are in verse, isn't it? Royal instructions are given in verse. V-E-R-S-E. Verse, not words. Understand that? So if you think that, why is it verse? W-O-R-S-E and V-E-R-S-E. They are pronounced You can see the difference in your lip position. When you say W-O-R-S, it will be verse. The other is verse. Labiodental, you remember when we were studying phonetics, we said, F and V, they are labiodental fricatives. Labiodental. The other one is wo, 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 wo. What is that? Labio-velar, behind velar. That is the soft part. The soft part. That is how it's made. So, verse. Verse, not verse. So, royal instructions are given in verse. Understand? Then, the oracles are in verse. When you go to the oracle of Delphi oracle, very famous, and then they don't give these oracles in prose. Please wait, my son, this is what is going to happen to you. It will be sung poem. The right way of living, precepts are given in verse, and also royal favor is also given in verse. So the importance of poetry. That's the thing. So you have given 4-5 examples of the importance of poetry or importance of music. Poetry and music are together, they go together, isn't it? You see, Orpheus, Amphion, Tertius, royal instruction, precepts for living, and also oracles. So these are all given in verse. How important is that? So in this section we can say that is about keep tradition, don't be mediocre. In this section, what is important is a poet has to be a brilliant one. A person should write poetry only if he is a talented person. Otherwise, you will become a laughing stock of the public. Like a sportsman without knowledge of sports, or like a banquet which is arranged without the only paraphernalia and no stuff, then it becomes an empty thing. Only bombastic words which we have never seen, skilled juxtapositions, and then comparisons, simile, metaphor, sponding, talking, all these things you use, but there is no stuff. It's of no use. So you have to be brilliant. Yes. And then there are professions where mediocre person can survive. For example, that of a lawyer, and publishing, this is important. Very often we get a question like this: what are the views of Horace on publishing? Especially this is addressed to Piso's eldest son. He says minimum 9 years gap there should be. Understand? So this is what he says about. Yes. So today we have 2 points. Most important points we can say. One of the what we must say, the focus is combine instruction with pleasure. Utile et dulce. There is this expression you better study. Delectare, isn't it? Delectare et dulce. There is one. The other is utile et dulce. Utile et dulce. Understand? And another Latin expression is ut pictura poesis. So that's it. Ut pictura. That is like painting is poetry. Listen, these are two very important points. Okay. Then 2 more points are there that we will see tomorrow, and also I think tomorrow we will be able to sum up this, isn't it? So with that, we will be saying goodbye to Poetiica. If you have got any problems, you should contact me. As I told you already, you can contact me very easily. I have got a contact site, a very small site. It is englishforme.in. English for me. Once again I will write it here. English for me dot in. This is a poor man's site. A poor man's site. So if you want, you can go, you can visit that and see more about our courses, what are we going to offer, and what have we already offered, and if you have got any suggestions and so on, of course, most welcome. So till then, bye. Have a nice time, enjoy your dive, and also take things easy. Don't worry about anything, okay? Be happy, then enjoy. Bye.